अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं ततयुक्ताये भक्तानुपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियं येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धय ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। सुखतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ताद्य दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि निरात्मार्थं मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव हतौ त्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमकर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानात् ज्ञानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रीकरुणेव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः समे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो विजते लोको लोकान्नो विजते जयः हर्षामर्षभयो वेगैर्मुक्तो यः सतमे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः समे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः समे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतं स्थिरं भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोपनिपासते श्रद्धानां कर्मा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। देवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna. Vilayji, I believe, sorry, the video is on. I believe it's over to you now, so you can go ahead and please start your program.
Okay, is it okay now? Should be okay.
Perfect.
Still not very familiar with this technique. Sorry. Jai Shri Krishna. Let's see. Sharing. How can I?
There's echo coming. Yeah, good. No.
I will try to share. I cannot control it. Okay, let's. Oh, sorry, I have to do this. What happened to my sharing? I cannot control it, Raju. How come I cannot control my screen? Okay, let's do it this
You
way.
were,
Okay.
yeah, there you are. You were able to do it.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
do it this way.
That's you.
It's not the
Yes,
way
it is.
I always, actually, we are here to this world for our spiritual evolution. So I always start with the program. My life mission is actually for healing and transforming and awakening whoever has connection with me. So I share whatever I've learned in life. So today we are coming into the first shloka of the 12th chapter. Arjun asked the Lord, which way is the better way to worship the Lord in a formless, abstract form, or with form, which is a better way to reach Him? This is a sign of conflict. Our life, actually, conflict in our life is the biggest problem in everyone's life. Hardly anyone in this world would commit suicide because of hunger, or because of poverty, or because of pain. No. Our human being has a struggle, suffering, survival instinct. But most of the cases that come to the solution to end their own lives is just because of the conflict they cannot overcome. It's a conflict of right and wrong, or right and more right. Which is a better way? Conflict between ourselves with the outside world, conflict with ourselves, with our higher self, and we cannot find the solution. But actually, all this conflict is a blessing in disguise. Our evolution, our growth often start when we have conflict. Our brain will become more powerful. We will seek more solution. We will seek more information. That's why Gita, the first chapter, also start with Arjuna's despondence. He was in a big conflict in his life between his duty, what to do, which is the better way to conduct, to perform his duty as a good family member or as a good ruler, something like that. So our chapter 12 also start the conflict with the conflict, Arjuna, which is a better way. So I would like to take this opportunity to go into the details of our life. Since our Gurudev has dedicated his whole life to the world, not for the disciples to come to his holy feet, to offer puja, offer money, offer those and that for himself. He hardly used even 1 cent of donation from anyone or offering from anyone. He dedicated his life actually to me, to my own understanding, is for our betterment, for everyone's betterment. Because we all come to this world, is for our betterment, so that we can grow closer and closer to the infinite, to the Almighty. I cannot go further than this. What happened? Something happened. Raju, is this your screen?
Can you
let me
can you
do
watch?
in?
Can you?
Huh?
No, well, you're already in. I'm
Yeah,
not
how come
sure
you cannot
what.
control the screen?
I'm not sure, Layaji, how the computer works.
I've been using it
But
all the time. I've been trying. Let's see.
I know.
Okay.
But yeah, you see
Now it's
now
working.
you can go to whichever
Yeah, now
on
it's
the
working.
left side you can select.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
on the
it's
left side
working.
you
Yeah.
have the window.
Now I
Yeah,
have
you
the
can
control
select
now.
whichever.
I have the
Okay, right,
control.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
When Arjuna asked whether to worship God in the formless or in the form is better, maybe to many of us here, we are Indian, we are familiar with the concept of God. And you know there's something, maybe the God is in the Nirka or something, or in the form of Lord Shivaji or whatever, Devi. But to many people in this world, especially people born after World War II, the concept of God is quite difficult to perceive. We see only, we accept only what we see. Only our 5 senses can perceive. And without knowing that even our 5 senses perception also delude us. How do we know the picture we see, the color we see is the same red color as other people's or even ourselves? If we will know only if we have the experience of blind color for temporary, then we will know that, oh, the dress we saw yesterday, it was that red. Today I saw it in a different red color. Then we will realize that everything in this world is not really as we perceive. Everyone perceives the world maybe differently according to our background, our sense of perception, the degree of perceiving. So anyhow, today I will show you another clip. I cannot control. Let's see how I can do it. To make us realize that something that we cannot see, that we cannot perceive or we cannot feel, can have influence in a form way. Let's see.
sorry, just now I did not take off my mic. So there's another one I would like to show. It's easier so that we can have a perception, better perception of the abstract things around us. This one is a little longer. our Gurudev
Our Gurudev know these things since long. It's not a surprise. That again, I have to say that how great a person our Guru has been. He knows so much. He has known so much, and he has to bear with our ignorance, nurture us like a small kindergarten, slowly, slowly, for our betterment. And he has given us the tools to recite Gita. And if you cannot recite the whole chapter, it's okay. Just recite 12 chapters, because this is the heart of Gita, heart of Bhagavad Gita, and you recite, then you get everything. You know, sometimes when now we come to frequency, then we realize that things come to, or things affect us not only through what we can sense only, you know, like the frequency that can affect the shaping of the dust or the sand on the board. Something there, the frequency. So by reading Gita, we are increasing or uplifting our frequency to higher and higher level. That's why Gurudev said energy, devotion, and knowledge. No,
Yeah.
those days I don't know. Can you hear me? Is it okay? No.
Yes.
That
Yes.
how
Yes,
come
we can.
Gurudev is a yogi, is a kind of yogi, is not a scientist, is an old time people. How come he's talk about energy? No, I didn't realize I was so naive. I felt so shame of myself. No. Now we come to now the scientists, mind scientists, they have tried to explain to us how the mind works, make it simple. You know, in Buddhist way, Lord Buddha explained it into more details. But anyhow, just only this much is good to me. It's good enough for me, for my betterment. So I'm sharing. You know, our mind is just like this iceberg. 95% is underneath the sea. 95% is subconscious. Many of us may have known already. Please bear with me and enjoy with me with this fact. What we see every day, what we are working, what we are thinking for our survival, daily survival activities, with our conscious mind is only 5% of the capacity of our whole mind. 95% is underneath, influencing us. And many institutes will talk only conscious mind and subconscious mind, or conscious mind and unconscious mind. But many institutes also explain it into more details. And I'm more comfortable with this fact. 5% of our conscious mind and 95% of our subconscious mind or unconscious minds will be divided into subconscious mind and superconscious mind. Subconscious mind, most of us may know that is the memory part. We have collections of all memories. If we believe in reincarnation, so memories from many lives, thousands of lives accumulated, and some of them reflected in our genes also, our development. And another part is superconscious mind. Superconscious mind is our origin. Now that part still not contaminated with the worldly information. So, and that part is the part that we sometimes felt the guidance from God or from Supreme Guru. We are doing something and some protection comes to us, some guidance, some intuition. So that is from this superconscious mind. As last time I shared with all of us here, what Guru Dev emphasized with me, this is the supreme shlok of Bhagavad Gita. The unreal has no existence, and the real never ceases to exist to be. The reality of both has thus been perceived by the seer of truth. Actually, what we are seeing in this world, my name or me, this is just like the iceberg from the sea. It will melt away. Once it melts away, the existence, the identity is no more. But this funny thing is that we spend our whole life working, living for this identity which does not exist, which is unreal. It exists only for our survival, to enhance our growth, our evolution only. It's just a tool. But we invested most of our energy for this unreal, delusive identity. So I presented with this iceberg. You know, you can imagine God is the whole ocean ice. Without a whole ocean of water, sea water. Without this water, there's no ice. And because of this ice form into the ice form, then there's identity differently. I remember one time Gurudev told me the story. Not told me the story, told the story in the satsang, that in one of his visit in US, a news reporter, newsman came to him and want to interview him. You know, he came to him and once got the chance and he asked Gurudev, which God has you? Which God is your God? Which God is your God? And Gurudev said, there's never been a question of which gods had ever arisen. No question of which God has ever arisen, because He is one. God is He who has created the whole universe, and with that power of His, this universe functions. If that God belongs to any community, I belong to that community too. If God belongs to Christianity, God may belong to Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism, as the case may be. I belong to that God. And then the news reporter asked again, then where does he belong then? Where can we find him? In a mosque, a church, a temple, a gurudwara? The news reporter thought that he got Maharaj, grounded. So Maharaj asked him to go out. That time was winter season. It was in snow and there's ice block on the footpath. So Maharaj asked him to go out and check, look carefully into that ice block, and tell him in which part of the ice water existed, in the upper, middle, or bottom portion. Then the master said, God is everywhere, just as water exists equally everywhere in the ice. So in every one of us, God is in us too. God is in the football too. God is in the tennis too. So whatever is important in your life, whatever is the supreme passion, the supreme, something that bring your mind higher with love, with bliss, that can represent God. And through that, you will slowly approach Him. But many times we forget, we think our ego, which is the Just like this big iceberg is us. It's so solid that we forget that one day when the sunshine is strong, we will melt away. This will be melted away and go back to the ocean, go back to our origin. That is the one that is real, never cease to exist. Every one of us is just like a balloon. No, air is everywhere. And the air is confined because of the air, the gas in the balloon, that the balloon can float. We also, something inside us that make us today alive and learning and growing. Now, the concept, whether we should worship God, thank you. Whether we can worship God in the formless, just like think of the ocean, the water in the ocean is so big, a small fish cannot imagine. The identity, the quality of the ocean. So if you think of God in the form, it cannot be. But if you don't think of God in the form, also it's very difficult to reach Him, to have connection with Him. Just like water. I put this bottle of water. Water is everywhere in the world. Water is 70%, more than 70% in this world. We cannot imagine the greatness of water. But we need to drink water. We cannot just run to the mountain, to the ocean, and try to get the water from there. But if somehow we can put water in the form of bottle, this is just a metaphor, then it's easy in us that we can have water anytime we need it. Oxygen is everywhere in the world, everywhere. But when we're in need, intensely in need, we cannot just extract enough oxygen. So we need some form. We need some form that can condense the power, condense the oxygen in one place, and will be just at hand when we need. It can help us to survive. And what is contained is this bottle. This can of oxygen, the bottle of water, and those gas in the balloon, they have different value. We are just like the balloon. The gas in the balloon is just us. So the value of the balloon may be 5 cents, you can buy. But if you want to buy this can of oxygen, you have to pay a lot more. Because what is contained inside is much higher value. It's just like when we go to the temple and we pray to the image of God. If you put an image of myself there, nobody will go and respect or pay or worship my image, because what inside is not that blissful frequency, cannot rest people like the one of Lord Krishna. Just look at Lord Krishna, no matter what form the artist built. Just the name of Lord Krishna, the power can rest our frequency. So it's the quality inside. So now Arjun has a confusion, which is very, very good conflict that will give us the opportunity to listen to Lord Krishna's answer. Again, come back. We are here, just to remind all of us, we are here for our evolution, to realize that we are not just the iceberg. The iceberg is just a toy, a tool for our evolution. It's for the growth we want. I'm sharing my story. Many years ago, somehow I was in big confusion, big trouble, health problem. Somehow, I found myself, I have to do something. I was searching for something. I don't know what. Then I came to one course, and they were preparing people, to overcome your mind. The same course that I could walk on fire, that the highest course is to achieve climbing, trekking to the Mount Fansipan, which is the roof of Indochina. The high is 3,143 meters. And who am I? Full of illness, bad health, bad shape, hardly exercises. I'm just a city girl. How could it be possible to achieve this? It's an impossible dream. But something in me, I was searching, I have to go for it, for something. I was in this shape, This is one part of some treatment, medical treatment. I just show you one picture, how bad shape I was. Then I joined this trip, this trekking for some searching. What I was searching, I don't know, but I know that I must reach this top, this mountain peak, Fansipan. It's not easy. You can imagine. I just show you so you see. But God also sent me. God is so kind. The Divine Mother, so kind, and sent me help. I was a second senior. I was 69 years old at that time. Other people was in their young age. Only one person, two person, they were all doctors, a year or 2 years older than I. I was a third, but I was the legend of this trip. My instructor often refer me to people, give them an example because I was in bad shape, very bad shape, and I try. This is what happened on the track. I wanted to show this is just like our life evolution. This is the path we have to go through in our life. Every step, every conflict is just like a stepping stone. God will not change the stone, will not change the path that we have to go through. But what we want is the power that God bless us, that we empower us, that we can go through every part of this journey and reach the top successfully. I was there, okay? Along the way of our journey, life journey of evolution, we are dealing with fear and faith. So this is another conflict in life too. But we are lucky people. We have our guru, and he gave bless us so much tools, so much knowledge, and we have Gita in our hands. So I achieved that impossible achievement. Not people pressed me that, yeah, because I tried, I didn't give up. But I always thought myself that it's all because of the blessing that carry me up to the mountaintop, because I was searching for something. So my wonderful souls, respected wonderful souls, remember to breathe. Every breath is so valuable. We are all billionaires. We don't need for any comparison. We usually don't feel ourselves good enough because we need some comparison. But in God's eyes, God has given us all the most valuable things to function in our life for our growth. So never give up. I want to share you this clip. Oh, sorry. How to go back? We are all just like this little boy with the blessing of Gita Path. Jis tham se नीचे गिरे उसके लिए फिर से चलूं होगा न फिर आवागमन गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो भगवान के तुम अंश हो बतला रही गीता तुम्हें परमो हनिद्रा न सोते काल बहु बीता तुम्हें तुम हो अजर तुम हो अमर मरने की झंझट छोड़ दो पाओगे अपना रूप जग का प्रेम बंधन छोड़ दो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो स्वामी हरि हर जी कहे गीता जगत को तारती सब भक्त मिलकर प्रेम से इनकी उतारो आरती गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो गीता पढ़ो So we as a little boy, we have reached the stage of freedom. It's the freedom that I was looking for. I climbed up to the mountain, the peak of Fansipan, because I was seeking freedom. I want to be myself. I want to grow. I want to go back to God. And what confined us actually is the expectation in our life. When, because of expectation, we are confined by validation. We are afraid with people, how people will validate us. We judge people, so we are always imprisoned with validation and judgment. But when reading Gita, slowly, directly we get the message, word in the word of Sanskrit, in the translation, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's good enough or not. But we kept reciting Gita in the original form, in the Sanskrit form. Unknowingly, we are downloading the direct knowledge from the universe. So from today on, anyone who can change, as soon as we can change our attitude from expectation from life into appreciation, we can see miracle everywhere, every minute. We can see God everywhere. God is so near to us. Trust in God. And just keep on reciting Gita.
मुझे अपनी क्रिया में अब रहने दो मुझे अपनी कृपा छाया में अब रहने दो सागर में डूब जाएंगे। तेरी भक्ति के सागर में डूब जाएंगे। तुम जहाँ होगे वहीं हम भी चले आएंगे। तुम जहाँ होगे वहीं हम भी चले आएंगे। मेरे गुरुदेव तेरे घर से नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे गुरुदेव तेरे घर से नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे गुरुदेव तेरे घर से नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे गुरुदेव तेरे घर से नहीं जाएंगे।
So, respected, wonderful brothers and sisters, this is a song that the other day I was mentioning to Joshiji, that I came to this bhajan, and at that time I didn't know, I didn't have the wording, I didn't have the lyrics, I didn't know what it was meaning, but I kept crying for hours and hours and hours. And today I'm sharing it to you. I hope you could hear the song okay, right? And it brings
Very well, very well.
tears in my eye too. It just somehow touched. You know why we want to be with Guruji? Because Guruji is always in such a high frequency, and automatically we will get the blessing. It gives the resonance inside, the frequency of God inside us will get the resonance to come out, and we feel so good, so close to God.
And beauty with Vijayaji was that he was sharing his frequency with his devotees. We were sharing his frequency when we were close to him.
Jai Shri Krishna Vilai ji, how are you?
Yes,
It's very nice bhajan. Is Guruji's favorite bhajan. Gita Paro, Gita Paro. Thank you to share it, Vilai. Amina Utwani. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, Shri Krishna. Thank
You
you.
explain everything very well. Thanks, dear.
Vilayji, how are you, Vilay? This is Minnesota calling, Gita Ashram, Minnesota. Vivek Kamran, how are you?
Hi.
Can we have
Can we hear
I have a
you?
You. I miss you.
We are missing you so much. So next time we're going to look forward to having you here. Remember all the years you spent, months you spent in Minnesota. And
Yes. Yes, in my memories.
we have to send you some videos of Minnesota. We had a big conference. We had a good session here about a week and a half ago. We missed you. That was in the evening. And we will send you some web pictures from there. But I remember all the time here that you were going to the ashram, and we thought you'd be scared about the place. It was dark, winter, and you served so well what Gurudev asked you to. Joshiji, you remember the time she was here, and I'm sure Kumud remembers the time. And how have you been?
Wow. I've been through just like the picture I showed you when I was climbing the mountain. You know, the part of my evolution. And that made me today. With the blessing of Gita, with the blessing of the universe, of Gurudev, of the Almighty. You know, it's just like that boy said, never give up.
Yes.
Yeah.
He always.
Yeah, Vilayji.
Yes,
Vilayji, Jai Shri Krishna. I'm Shivani from Malaysia. Small request. Can we have the lyrics of the bhajan that you just sang?
Yes. I will. Next time I will put it on.
Yeah, maybe you can just put it on the WhatsApp. just send the link maybe to Raju and he can just send it to all of us.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna Vilay Didi. This is Kumud Kamran from Minneapolis.
Jai Shri Krishna. How
Jai
can I
Shri Krishna. So wonderful to see you and hear your voice. It was a beautiful session. We enjoyed it very much. And beautiful pictures you have of Gurudev. It's very unique, and especially the one going to Kedarnath. Is that the Kedarnath? Where is he going?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So good to hear from you.
Thank you. I always miss you. I always miss those times, and I don't
Yes,
know
you
how we
should
can
come
do
to
that.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, with God's blessing, things will come
Yeah.
out.
Yes, absolutely,
What
absolutely.
we are having now is already a miracle. It's arranged by God that we have
Yeah.
this,
Yes.
and we have this situation of COVID-19, and then you see every conflict, every problem is a stepping stone for our growth. So we are enjoying the whole world. So what Maji said, when Maji was with us, Maji said, his time, he was just planting the seeds. It's our time that we will grow into the big trees and have leaves everywhere in the world. So we are doing that.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely
Amazing,
right.
amazing.
Yes. But you take care of yourself, and thank you for doing these sessions. We're really enjoying it.
And Vilay, this is Vivek back again, and Komal here. You know, we do have satsangs here daily in Minneapolis on Zoom. I'm going to send you the Zoom link. And with the Panditji here, and Joshiji is very much aware of it. So we have those at 6:30 in the evening every day, and 7 days, 6 days a week. And our Zoom satsang is on Sundays. So we'll send you a link, and one of these days you can join and speak over there too. This is so beautiful what you have here. Thank you for sharing.
All this, after I get the record from Rajuji, then after some edition, then we will put this on the YouTube, so many more people can get the message, whatever useful message, can get it and have start living a better version of everyone's life. Make our lives a masterpiece.
Sounds very good, Vilay Didi.
Jai
Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna.
This is Dr. If I may say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Dr. U. Prasad. I'm in California at the moment. So pleased to hear Vilay. I remember very well your association with Gurudev Maharaj. The presentation you have made today is simply marvelous. It was really a grand presentation. You have mixed Bhagavad Geeta sloka like Na Sato Vidyate Bhavo, Na Bhavo Vidyate Satah. It is marvelous verse. Maharaj ji stressed so much all the time, and all the great scholars have put their all mind into this verse, which is really very, very, it has got elaborate scientific and scriptural input into it. Your scientific presentation, scientific world inputs, and Bhagavad Gita makes things more enchanting, and I'm sure you will be more keen to hear you more and more in the future. Thanks very much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you.
Oh, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Prabhu Jai Gurudev Maharaj ki Jai. Gita Mata ki Jai.
आज के आनंद
Thank you, everybody.
Jai.
Jai Sri Krishna and Jai Gurudev to everybody. Thank you very much. And I will share the clip once I get it all edited. Thanks once again, and hope to see everybody and much more people next week. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Thank you, Vilaji.